Welcome to the whitest house. Slave souls haunt the halls when the light is out. They suck the blood of the poor and the wipe their mouth. The last gas of a world that is dying out. Welcome to the whitest house, where every room is a tomb that they lie about. Where you can put your filthy feet on the highest couch, and for the right amount, you can.
That was dope. I didn't expect to see my face.
Oh, you didn't see that last week? That was last week. Are we playing?
Yeah, I didn't even peep.
Yeah. No, come on, bro. We got you, bro. You part of the team.
Let's
man. You
get
part
it.
of the squad.
Hard shit.
All right, so welcome to this week in White Supremacy. I hope everybody is, this is our Black History Month episode, I guess, of this week in White Supremacy.
Yeah.
It's been Black History Month has not stopped the white supremacy from operating at its highest level. So
it's enhanced it, just like blackness does to everything else. It enhanced it.
White people was like, Black History Month. Oh, we really gonna show out. We really get, and surprisingly, a lot is happening in Georgia. So we're gonna our Georgia correspondent shortly. But let's introduce ourselves first. My name is Jasiri X. I am co-founder and CEO of One Hood Media. What's up? Next up, Mr. Saeed.
It's your resident roadman, Saeed, with the shades. You get me? Out here.
All right. Trouble needs less supremacy. I like that.
You feel me? That's it. That's the intro. You feel me?
And then Miracle, you have your online name. Can you pronounce that for us? Because I don't want to butcher it.
Majiza Milagro.
Majiza Milagro.
Just your resident sloppy correspondent from Georgia, just here doing work, trying to make things happen.
I like Majiza Milagro. That sounds like a all R&B. You know what I'm saying? Like you would have like a, you know what I'm saying?
Like a neo soul, like some Jaguar, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah,
neo soul,
like brand Nubians.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Shea butter, very shea butter Twitter, very shea butter Twitter.
I like that. So you mentioned, Miracle, you are in Georgia, and it seems like right now, like Georgia is the epicenter of white supremacy. A couple months ago or last month, Georgia was like the epicenter of the political conversation. And, that was with, we got Ossoff, we got Warnock. We were happy. You know what I'm saying? We thought we was going to get our $2,000 checks. That kind of got cut down. You know what I mean? They hit us with the swerve like, not yet. You already got 600. But right now, Marjorie Taylor Greene is repping for the, I don't know, the political
Karens. I don't even
know.
The
political
you used the word Farouk, so I'm gonna allow you to use your word. What did you? Was it Marjorie Taylor Greene and these other conspiracy theories? White people, you called them what, Farouk?
Snoteps.
What?
Snoteps.
Hey, yo.
Snoteps. Listen, I want my money now. Right, we trademarking that. I want all that. That belongs to me. Snoteps, right? Because Hoteps tend to be Republicans anyway, right? Black Hoteps, you get me? Like they tend to be Republicans. They was standing hard for the man like Trump. You get me?
They definitely were.
He in grandiose fashion, yes. Right? Mm-hmm. But the Snoteps, the anti-maskers, right? The capital terrorists. The QAnon,
right? Yeah,
right. You get me? Can they be called LGBTQAnons? Do those groups go hand in hand?
No. Not
anybody can be in the QAnon.
Oh, I didn't know that. No, see, what is it? I don't know. That's why I'm asking questions.
Q is queer. That's something totally different from QAnon. We don't want to put it
Thank you for telling me, because I didn't know. A man like me, listen, I'm your resident road man. You get me? I'm a hood nigga. I just act civilized.
Pause. So every time the news is talking about QAnon, you're thinking they're talking about gay folks?
Yes.
Oh my God! What do you want? Wow! Bro, it's okay to read the article. You don't have to stop at the headline, brother. You can go into the article, and there are words there, and you can read those words.
Listen, a man like me don't know words in that. You get me?
Okay. No, QAnon refers to a political conspiracy theory where this man named Q has basically said that all of these things that are happening in the world are part of this grander design in order for some big event to happen. So like Trump is this like self-appointed like leader and religious figure, and all of this stuff is happening because he's basically the pre-Antichrist.
The miseducation of Farouk Al-Said is happening right now. I honestly just thought they were just like QAnon was kind of against LGBTQ. I didn't know that. I thought it was like
they are homophobic.
But I thought it was like gay people. I thought it was like gay people with the conservative agenda.
No, that's the log cabin Republicans.
That's I'm just
one of the largest queer organizations.
I'm just here, man. But anyway,
you
so
know
the log cabin, hold on. Let me make this connection. The log cabin Republicans in cahoots with the Snoteps. I'm out of here. Have a good night. Thank you for tuning in this week of White Supremacy.
But I mean, that's why we have the show.
QAnon was a camera at first. I'm
you thought it was like Canon's new red instead of the red camera. The Q. No, but for real, like the QAnon. I mean, and I wouldn't don't. I mean, if you want to waste your time looking at all the crazy conspiracy theories, but that's just why we have this show, so you can learn about the depths of white supremacy. That's why we're here. So
it's
like
levels,
you said,
bro.
and it's crazy. And then when you get QAnon, they was talking about JFK Jr. was still alive, and I guess they said like Anderson Cooper was eating babies. It was all type of crazy stuff happening. But the wild part is
Anderson Cooper looks fantastic, man. He comes from good stock.
This is the wild part, though, that somebody that believed those theories, right, believed that a giant space laser was causing California forest fires. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who or when they was that Space Force that put the space laser up in the thing?
No, that was Reagan. That was the Reagan era Star Wars engine. That was Star Wars from the Reagan era, man.
Believe that the Parkland shooting, the Sandy Hook shooting were these staged. This is the Snoteps, right? COVID's not real, but this woman was actually elected into the Congress by, I want to say it's Rome, Georgia. I don't know where Rome, Georgia is. Miracle, if you want to. Obviously, I'm never coming. I don't care how much you give me. I ain't coming. Rome, Georgia. I'm cool. Like if this is your representative, are there black people in Rome, Georgia? Oh no! I'm scared for them. I'm afraid for them.
I've had one of my best dates fishing in Rome, Georgia. Stuff happens.
Okay.
Stuff happens out in Rome, but
So what happened when they voted this woman in, Miracle? What took place?
We live in a democratic republic, right, where people are able to vote, and sometimes people who believe in these weird homophobic, anti-Semitic, racist conspiracies vote in other people who believe the same thing that they do. Now, this woman was messed up from the beginning, but people didn't take her seriously when she was running. People didn't take a lot of these Q folks seriously. So she was out here campaigning, going door to door in a global pandemic, trying to get people to vote for her, and she won. She was out there protesting, out there marching, out there running down Parkland survivors, talking about everything was fake, and she gained the audience, and then she won.
Somebody said, "Where did she go to school?" Because I'm sure they should have left her behind.
But talking about the civil rights law, ever since the Civil Rights Act, and we did Brown versus Board, they stopped investing in public education, trying to harm black folks. And look, now these white people don't have no sense.
Look at what happened. Now they lost. And then now the wild part is that the Republicans put her on the Education Committee, right? The House Labor Education Committee, and so now. After we saw video of harassing David Hogg, one of the Parkland kids, of course she was like all aboard on the Capitol riots, and one of those people whose rhetoric led to the Capitol riots. They just found a video of hers from 2019. Can you pull that up, Gary? There's an actual video of her. Is my connection? I'm breaking up.
You're good now. You're good now.
All right. There's video of her where she's actually saying, flood the Capitol. Like, we should flood the Capitol. That's our building. We own that. Do you have that video, Gary? Can you pull that up?
But again, like a lot of, and it's here. I think also a lady in Colorado, a couple of people in New York. So I'm not going to
the lady in Colorado is wild too. Yeah.
Actually believe these theories.
Here's Marjorie.
So this some Snotepery right here.
This is Snotepery. Hold on, we got to turn the volume up. We can't hear her. All right, well, don't worry about it. She was mad.
That was funny.
But no, for real, yeah, that was she was y'all can find the video if y'all want, but she basically was saying flood the Capitol. She was saying that basically that we own that building.
If we shut down everything, if we flood the Capitol building, flood all the government buildings, go inside. These are public buildings. We own them. We own these buildings.
I'm not sure that's how that works.
Do you understand that? We own the buildings and we pay all the people that work in the buildings.
But I think like that's actually the mindset of the people that went to the Capitol, correct?
Remember when they stole or they stormed that building in Oregon? Was that Oregon when they took over that building?
Yes.
I think it was.
It's the same type of time, man. Like, you know, they do feel ownership and entitlement over these public spaces. You know what I mean? Like, why don't, you know, is that why they do that to our neighborhoods? They feel ownership and entitlement to our neighborhoods, and
maybe that's why they be yelling in Subway and shit, because they feel like they own the building. You know what I'm saying?
But that's that Karen thing. Not only do they own the building, but they own us, right?
They want to speak to all the managers, man.
We have to listen to it. And somebody mentioned on the top of the show, you had one of the women who got arrested at the Capitol basically saying, oh, I got a vacation in Mexico. I want to go on vacation in Mexico. And basically she said, I didn't do anything wrong. She said, I went into the Capitol that was legal of her to do. And she said she would do it all again in a heartbeat. This is a woman that's on trial right now but if you see police officers like with barricades telling you not to come in, I mean, maybe it isn't legal, but this is the idea. She basically like booked her trip to the Capitol and was like, by the way, after I run up in the Capitol, I'm going to Mexico on vacation. Like, it wasn't even a thought that she would have to basically be punished for what she did at the Capitol. I think this is what we're seeing over and over again, right?
Mm-hmm.
She'd be the type of person that goes to Mexico and gets upset when people start speaking Spanish. Like, you know what I mean? Speak English, speak American. You speak American to me when you talk to me. I only speak American.
Bro, I feel like she's not gonna come back.
What you say?
It's Black History Month. I cannot.
Hey, I mean, you know, listen. I'm using that excuse for everything. It's Black History Month. Fuck it. Fuck it
like that.
I mean, I think it's interesting because I think, like I said, like that idea of, you know, and because we saw that play out, you know what I'm saying? Right. The Lauren Boebert of Colorado, you know what I'm saying? You know, supposedly gave folks a tour, you know what I'm saying? You know, Brittany said she went to high school with one of the Capitol insurrectionists. They're saying that this one woman that the FBI was looking for that was on the FBI most wanted list is from Western Pennsylvania. That, I mean, and the wild part,
hotbed of white supremacy that it is.
Right. And then here's the wild part, like, you know, and it's interesting, you know, when you read like this article, and Miracle put us on an article where they describe her. She went to yoga. She was a good, well-meaning white lady. This white woman has 8 children. She left her 8 children. I mean, think about that. Now, think about if a black woman, first of all, you read a story about a black woman that has 8 children, automatically she's a welfare mom, automatically, like, what are you doing? She can't control herself. How would she have so many kids? This woman left her 8 children to go riot at the Capitol. And one of the reasons why people focused on her is because she was actually given detailed instructions. She had a bullhorn like, yo, no, we need to go down these steps. We need to go down here. We need to stick to these plans. So now, like, what, you know, responsibility does she have to her children? But this is Western Pennsylvania. This is the hotbed of white supremacy. And this is that entitlement that these people have, where she left her children and went to the Capitol and tore shit up.
Remember they arrested that black mom.
For
They arrested that black mom who left her child in the car for like 2 minutes to put in the job application. They arrested her and took her children away. This lady can go to the Capitol to mash it up and, you know, cause all this damage and all this and leave her 8 children at home. Where's the husband? Where's the father? Where's the grandparents? Right? Where's the family support system? You know, how come nobody holding accountable? How come no one snatched them children up? I bet you all them children smell like hot dog.
I want to say one thing just for the record, right? Just for the record, if anything happens to Treble, just know I do yoga too. I want the media to know that. Put that in the story.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Put that in the story. Start with that. Start with your yoga training. You know
Don't start with my tattoos.
But
start
you're
with my
right.
yoga. You know what I'm saying?
Where's child youth services in this thing? You know what I'm saying? Are we wrong, Miracle? Are we wrong? Are we wrong to ask for a cop Mala to arrest all these white people?
Listen, we need
a cop Mala sign, bro.
We need the super cop, man.
Are we mad that we want to shine a pair of handcuffs in the sky so cop Mala comes and arrests all of these white people? Are we wrong?
Well, I will say is like, I think that the media is showing us that the same way they treat these white folks is the same way they can write about us. Like, I have never seen actual violent terrorists. And remember, people died. Like, I think we forget about that. Like, 5, maybe 6 people died at this, riot at the Capitol. And we're just like, this woman did yoga. She was a great person. All this. So it's like, so you know how to write about Black people who've been
right
accused. I mean, this organization wouldn't exist if you knew how to write about Black people, right?
100%.
So now you're showing us that you intentionally choose to engage in anti-Blackness when you describe Black folks who've been accused of crimes, number one. Number two, I think that, to me, this whole thing is hilarious because it shows that none of these judges really give a fuck. Like, nobody cares that people were almost murdered, that these were conspiracies.
People
like,
were
murdered. Where is the gang task force? These people went to this at the same area, at the same time, wearing similar clothes with a similar mission, working together. Where is the Gibbs factors? That's why I'm
Rico?
Like, we're right. All people put buses up there. People did overnight stays, bought out hotels. So where are these RICO charges? Where are these banks that y'all were freezing like y'all did sex workers? Like, where's all this stuff happening? Everybody's allowing hundreds of people who cross multiple state lines to do these multiple illegal acts. And like Margie would say, it's the nation's capital. No. There are rules and regulations. A lot of stuff is open. You can't go to like Giant Eagle at 2:00 in the morning, even though it's a public place. You have to go to security. They have to run all this type of stuff. They just broke windows, felonies. Just like, I have never seen anything so outrageous. And people are acting like these are just like normal, everyday, going for stroll folks. It makes no sense to me.
The narrative of this country is white supremacy because you had a... Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, somebody mentioned Fox News didn't even cover the memorial. When you mentioned people died,
exactly.
This officer was, I guess he was laid in state. They honored his death, and Fox News didn't even cover. But Blue Lives Matter and everything until it's white people beating up cops, threatening cops, killing cops, and all of a sudden you don't want to even cover this police officer's murder because it was Trump's rhetoric and Trump supporters that actually caused his death. You know what I'm saying? It was also a conversation around they interviewed somebody that was a friend of the white lady from Western Pennsylvania who went to the Capitol, and she was like, yeah, we used to vend with her, but she wasn't allowed to vend anymore because she wouldn't wear a mask to vending. So again, I mean, it's just Snoteps, man. Snoteps going crazy.
And that's what I was saying. Like, on the Fox News, I was on the Fox News website today. The article about Officer Brian Sicknick was all the way at the bottom, like a footnote. It wasn't even a main article. And you have you got a main New York Times reporter saying white supremacy doesn't exist, saying the N-word. He's the star reporter. So that's what I'm saying. The narrative of this country is white supremacy. So to touch on Miracle's point, they know how to write about Black people. But they willfully engage in anti-Blackness and all this rhetoric, all these clickbait articles, all these mainstream headlines from TMZ, even Yahoo News is, complicit in it. Even the most liberal, news outlets. And that's why, that's why we do This Week in White Supremacy, because don't nobody escape the grasp of this shit. You know what I mean? Like that's why we do it.
Yes.
Because
no one need One Hood Media. You need us. You need One Hood Media.
Really and truly
support us.
Relax, man. It's Black History Month, man. Pay us.
I want to touch on the article that I seen earlier.
Oh yeah, Snoteps. We're talking about Snoteps.
We talking about Snoteps.
In this article, they were it was the article with the cops with the body cams that they didn't know it was recording, and bro said exactly what they think about black people. You know what I'm saying? Exactly what they think. They think that it's a privilege that we're not enslaved anymore. They feel like our freedom is something that they gave us and they could take it right back at any moment. You know what I'm saying?
Quick question, Trouble. Do you remember where that was? Where that police officer spoke like that?
Yeah, what was that?
Let me see. It's this right here.
Georgia. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Georgia.
Okay.
All right, let's listen to this cop if y'all saw that.
Oh, I just did put this up.
They furnished them a house to live in. They furnished them clothes to put on their back. They furnished them food to put on their table, and all they had to do was fucking work.
That man's 24 years old.
You know, what they're saying now is, well, you didn't have to shoot him. It's just a taser. Then how come when you tase a neighbor, it's like you done killed him 27 times? The guy's running, he's got the taser in his hand, and you see him, and he turns, and you see him fire the taser at the officer. Okay, what would he have done if it had hit the officer? Go over there and get his gun and kill him? Yeah. Yes. Or what if one of them projectiles would have struck him in the eye?
But none of that happened. But none of that happened, and now another black person's dead.
He has not been trained in the proper use. An officer, if I go to tase somebody, I know to shoot low. I know what to do. He doesn't know. And that mayor up there,
that nigger, she don't know her place. She needs to stay in her place.
No, he actually said, oh, you know, he would have sex with the mayor of Atlanta. Like, they literally was like, well, what nigga would you have sex with? I would have sex with the mayor of Atlanta before Stacey Abrams. I mean, you know, and not to put it on Georgia and Miracle, you know what I'm saying? Because
Miracle. Georgia and Miracle.
The two are mutually exclusive? Wow.
I didn't mean it like that.
I mean, you be down there while this happens, bro. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't mean it like that. I did not mean it like that, Miracle. But I was gonna say we saw this in Boston. Like whenever, and this is the thing. Like whenever these white police officers think that they're not on camera, they give us the real, because we saw it in Boston. Remember in Boston, the guy was like laughing, yo, I hit these protesters, and I was, and then the other cop turned like, yo, my camera's on. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, we've seen this over and over again. These were police officers that didn't think that they were being recorded. And so they were their real selves, and their real selves are straight up racist. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, you know, and it goes back to that thing of like, oh, you're going to apologize after the fact. Oh, I know I shouldn't have said that. I know how horrible it is, but we know what it is when you are in your comfort zone. This is how you speak, and this is how you really see us and think about us. You know what I'm saying?
What is horrible about it, though? That's the thing. Like their stance is like they're so proud of it. You know, you're so proud of this place that your comfort zone. Why do you call it horrible? Why don't you just say, okay, you know, listen, I don't like black people. Let's just call it what it is. I don't like black people. I don't like being around them. And these are my stances. It's at least respectable that I could be like, okay, thank you for being honest. Right.
So does that mean like the Snoteps? Because I mean, you know, that takes us back to Marjorie, because right. You know, we first heard about Marjorie because Space Laser. That you know, she, you know, tried to you know, basically, you know, ran up on Cori Bush, a black woman who's in Congress from St. Louis, and, you know, maskless, you know what I'm saying? Although, you know, COVID protocols say she's supposed to have a mask on, and she was like, I don't like Black Lives Matter, y'all cause violence. And so these Snoteps are pretty bold with their racism. I mean, they coming right out and saying, we don't like Black Lives Matter, we don't like black. So would we rather have Snoteps than, you know, these white people who just got caught?
I mean, personally, I'd rather you let me know where you stand from the jump. You know, like I want you to be upfront.
If you believe in giant space lasers, yeah, just tell us. You know, I believe in giant space lasers. Let me know. We'll go from there.
You know, I like sci-fi. I like sci-fi. We might even find a common.
What's wrong with you?
You know what I mean? Listen, I read all kinds of stuff. I like The Expanse. I like Star Wars. You know, I read all kinds of stuff like sci-fi shit. You get me? Space lasers is my shit. You know, I like Lupe Fiasco's Lasers tour, man. That shit was hot. Him and Kanye West killed that. But like, you know what I mean? But like, but you know, that's the shit though, man. Like, you know, the lady that came up on Cori Bush, did she do that during Black History Month?
Right before.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Oh, so she was calculated with that. Because you know she could have got a death
holiday.
But Cori Bush had to actually move her office away. Like, this is how wild this lady's carrying guns in the Congress. I mean, wild. this is crazy stuff. However, you know, I do want to go back to the police because, you know, and it's, you know, those officers resign or whatever. But we saw police.
But they'll probably get pensions. They'll probably get pensions.
I don't know.
They're not getting pensions?
One is and one isn't. One resigned is getting pension. The other one took too long to resign and is losing because he got fired.
Right.
Oh, he got fired.
Well, we saw.
Yeah, because he wouldn't surrender his badge and gun when he was supposed to, and they said, okay.
And that's even more dangerous then, because then you know you have a hostile person with a license to kill that is antagonizing the system.
That's mad, and obviously, like I said, they're mad at black people. They're mad that black people was exercising their right to protest. They mad that black people are exercising their right to vote. They want to go back to slavery. What was wrong with slavery? You know what I'm saying? Making justifications. But we also saw police in Rochester tase a 9-year-old girl. You know, we saw that happen. A 9-year-old girl got pepper sprayed in her face, handcuffed her, threw in the car. When the girl actually says, you know, they actually tell her, stop acting like a child. She said, I am a child. We saw a video of a police officer in a school slam a young black teenager until she was, knocked her unconscious. I mean, we're seeing all of these things, and like we're not seeing, what we're not seeing is any real accountability. Like, how should we be moving in the wake, and I'm coming to you, Miracle, just in the wake of all of these, you know, because a lot of times, and, you know, we've known sometimes it is different when it's a black man. It seems like it's different than a black woman. Although folks came to Breonna Taylor, like, how should we respond when we're seeing these actually black young women, children being attacked by police?
I would say I almost did something totally illegal. So it's like, wait, no. I would say you got to stand up.
Text it to me. I'll say it.
No,
we don't want to.
No. You got to like stand up and fight back, and you have to push back. You have to go and demand that your city council and your mayor have change, or even your legislature, like in the case of Pennsylvania, allows for termination of officers for cause and without cause, because a lot of problems is these union contracts, you have to have years worth of paper trails in order to get terminated. And we saw in Rochester, they were like, well, at least we didn't, treat her worse than we already did. It's like you handcuffed her, yoked her up, and pepper sprayed her. What is worse? You're saying we should be glad you didn't shoot her, right? So number one. Number two, you got to get these people up out of here, defund the police, most importantly, invest in the community. People need mental health. So we're talking about opening up these schools. We're going to see officers slamming kids every single day. These kids have not been around each other for 6 months to a year. They're going to be going really just breaking the rules. Look, one kid was like, I just want to go hang out with my friends. They're not going to want to learn. They're going to want to catch up, want to hang out. And in Pittsburgh, we're closing schools, so they're going to have to meet new people, maybe people they've been beefing with in neighborhoods. So we're going to really need a lot of community investment. But we're really just need to abolish the police and get the police up out of here, because they're violent. No matter where they go, their job is to be violent. It's not to protect and serve. It is to be violent. It is to subject and subdue people on behalf of the working, not even the working class, but on the capitalistic class. And they're not going to be held accountable because nobody wants them to be. As we've seen time and time again, whether it's here in Atlanta or in Pittsburgh or in DC or in Detroit, no, these police officers don't get held accountable because there is no will to do so.
Well, and it doesn't. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I was going to say, and I think we have to find other ways to problem solve instead of calling the police. I mean, it's a point where we have to really say, like, if it's not a life and death situation, we can't call the police. If we got to call grandma, maybe call a neighbor, maybe call, you know, a therapist, a friend. But what we can't just automatically, here's a situation, I automatically got to just call the police. And so I think there's some type of things that we have to put in motion where, you know, a 9-year-old girl is tripping, the police should not even be on the scene. Not for no 9-year-old girl. You know what I'm saying? Just like you said, some teenagers, you know, in school, there shouldn't be no police officer there in school body slamming and arresting children. I mean, we have to put in other processes instead of what we're seeing. Farouk, you had something to say?
Well, I mean, you know, like, and this is just piggybacking off what you both are saying. The police get to brutalize with impunity. In Atlanta, those 2 black officers that tased that university student, they're getting their jobs back. You know, it's not that, you know, and you know, I'm gonna be completely frank with this. Like, I'm gonna be very transparent. You know, yes, there is a type to police officers, right? And that expands beyond black and whiteness. Policing has a type. If you're a police officer, you're probably someone I punched in the face in school, or I slapped in the back of the neck with the ketchup packets, right? That's probably the type of person you are, right? And so now you got this opportunity that you got this badge, so you think you're a Batman, eh? Like you think you do something, like, you get me? Like, yo, man moving on the road on that type of time. And so you just feel that you have the ability to just walk around and match somebody up just for what? You get me? Right? A 9-year-old student, like, go on,
like you said, in the case in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, you're talking about college students that were just driving down the street, minding their own business. Their windows were broken out. They were tased. They were arrested. They literally didn't do anything to deserve that treatment. The officers were rightfully fired. But then, like you said, they're brought back. You know, a decision is made and they're brought back. So when you tell us, and that's the thing that's so that I feel, you know, so upset about, because you tell us, like, believe in the system, trust in the system's gonna reward you, and then we say, okay, at least like, those cops not only should have charged assault. They literally assaulted people that didn't even do anything to deserve that type of treatment. But yet, not only do they not get charged with assault or arrested or put through any type of process, they're literally giving their jobs back, probably gonna get back pay. So the system,
they are getting back pay. Charges, I think, are pending. But the problem people also got to realize is a lot of these arbitrators are former police officers and former judges. So these are not people who have lived experiences. And so one of the things that if you're interested, going back to your serious question, you can sign to be an arbitrator. You can sign up to be a mediator, going through different training and certifications. It's COVID-19. People are at home right now. That's one of the trainings you can get in some places for free so that you can do these mediations. Another thing is, a lot of times these police and these mayors do not fill out paperwork correctly on purpose. We've seen here in Pittsburgh, they missed the filing deadline. A lot of stuff is just like, oh, I'm a cool this down. I'm gonna say they're fired, but I know they're gonna come back in 6 months, right? So a lot of this stuff is just like, they just don't fill out the paperwork. They don't go and defend this stuff at the mediations, and then these officers come back with back pay, and an officer in Pittsburgh with the promotion. And so it's very important that people make complaints. If you know who investigates your local police officers, get their name, get their badges, and start reporting and making complaints, so you build up a file, so then finally they'll have enough paperwork to fire people, because officers are violent and have a history.
And, you know, just to kind of touch on that, right? The same reason, right, people don't tell on gang members because you're afraid of the retribution is the same reason people don't tell on police. Because if you live in that area and you know that officer patrols your area and you report him or her or them, they're going to have it out for you. The police operate as a gang. So that's a lot of the reasons why we don't have faith in the system. We just had this officer in Pittsburgh who had 100 cases or something like that. Some wild, over 100 cases of police brutality and misconduct, and he out here just fucking niggas up like it's regular time, innit? So that's the reason.
We're still on the job,
and we're still on the job collecting a 6-figure salary, right? That's the bullshit right there, because that's the fuckery that your average ordinary citizen has to deal with. Like, there is stress and trauma to file this report against this officer, because you're like, what if I got to see this person again and they remember me? And so it's like, oh yeah, you You the reason the captain put me on desk duty for a week. Yeah, step out the car, nigga, walk one. Like that's the type of time we have to worry about now. It's just like we can't even go through the proper channels because there's consequences and repercussions for following the law when you look like us.
That's the Jamal Knox case. If people forget one thing with the Jamal Knox case is that officer was off duty and was literally stalking and harassing Jamal Knox and his friends to find information so that he could arrest him. And our feckless Supreme Court in Pennsylvania and our superior courts did nothing about it. Did not even say, hey, you know what? What this officer is doing is very problematic. Take away the fact that these are alleged gang members and drug dealers. The fact that this officer is dedicating time to research and talk and track these people down isn't right. And so, yeah, I understand why people do not go and report police officers, and that's maybe a reason why maybe the ACLU and the Alliance for Police Accountability and these other organizations may need to do like more community outreach. But a lot of these officers, we just don't need them at all.
Absolutely. And then I think, and for those that don't know, Jamal Knox was a young man from Pittsburgh who was actually arrested and put in prison for a rap song because he rapped about, and he mentioned these officers' names on a rap song. And because he mentioned their names in a rap song, he was charged with terroristic threats as a rapper. And I think it's that thing of like, if it's a black, and it kind of goes back to, we talked about it last week, that double standard where like, if you're a black man in the media, you're automatically going to be viewed in a certain way. So just like you said, his name was, he's a rapper, he's from the hood, he has a past record.
When I lived at Homewood, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But it's like he's automatically going to be judged as like, oh, he's a criminal. He's somebody that should be put. I mean, we saw that happen with, the most well-known basketball player, really athlete maybe on the earth, one of the most well-known, one of the richest athletes. But it's like he's a black, like LeBron James is a black man. And so here comes this, this white lady, this 25-year-old white lady.
Out here aging like a banana, eh?
Courtside Karen jumps up and just starts making accusations against LeBron James. And it doesn't matter that, like, this is a man that's been in, like, the public eye his whole career. When have you ever heard LeBron James in any type of scandal involving anything like this? But because she said LeBron called me a bitch and all this, now all of a sudden everybody was checking LeBron James. Here is Courtside Karen, who was kicked out of a game because she pulled her mask down and was yelling profanity at LeBron James where he was just trying to dominate another basketball team and win his 5th ring.
So I'm minding my own business, and Chris has been a Hawks fan forever. He's been watching the games for 10 years, whatever. He has this issue with LeBron. I don't have an issue with LeBron. I don't give a fuck about LeBron. Anyway, I'm minding my own business, drinking my wine, having fun. All of a sudden, LeBron says something to my husband, and I see this, and I stand up and go, "Don't fucking talk to my husband." And he looks at me and he goes, "Sit the fuck down, bitch." And I go, "Don't fucking call me a bitch. You sit the fuck. Get the fuck out of here." And I go, "Don't fucking
like LeBron
talk to my husband like
he
that.
He has cameras all on him.
Don't talk to my husband." And he literally was like, "Fuck you, bitch. Sit down, bitch." And all of a sudden, now I'm getting kicked out. Excuse me, I have courtside seats that I pay for. Fuck you, LeBron. You're a fucking pussy.
I think your 75-year-old husband is paying for those courtside.
So let me say
your 75-year-old husband is paying for them courtside seats.
Let me say 2 things, right? This is a very interesting time that this is happening, right? When LeBron did his thing with HBO where he said, "I'm not just going to shut up and dribble," right? That's essentially what you're telling him to do right now. Shut up and dribble. Yes. I paid for these seats, nigga. Fucking dribble the ball and play the game.
It goes back to what you said earlier, that ownership thing. Like
that, she feels she has agency.
We just had a conversation about Kyrie Irving where this white a woman reporter, Jackie McMullen, said, "No, you're owned." He said, "I'm not a slave," or "I'm not, the team don't own me." She said, "Yes, they did own you."
She said, "Yeah, dude, they do." But
yeah, they own you. And so, yeah.
And the second thing about this is, John, if you could, or Gary, if you could pull this up, LeBron did a Vogue cover a couple years ago where he was like King Kong and he had this white woman real angry. So this already kind of gives you this LeBron is this black angry man, this giant, this Mandingo type ravaging white women. So some people are going to look back at that and be like, you know what? She got a point. LeBron was looking real angry with this delicate white woman on the cover of Vogue magazine, right? And now, especially when right now, when LeBron has all these cameras on him, like Jasiri said, like this brother didn't even have Black Lives Matter on the back of his jersey during the bubble, right? What makes you think they'll go to cover? Thank you so much. Like this is the cover right here. What makes you think he's gonna talk this spicy to someone courtside, right? Come on. And the thing is that the audio footage don't even say nothing about that. Yeah. You get me? Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. This lady gonna lie about her age. She gonna lie about this.
Hey, Gary, can you find a picture of her and her husband? Just so people see her and her husband. Can you find a picture of that?
That nigga look like a Ninja Turtle, man. But I think he in good shape. I'm not mad. He in good shape. But this nigga gotta be at least 63, like 64.
But it goes back to the very beginning when we're talking about the entitlement that people feel that they have. Some white people feel that they have ownership to things. I know. From when I've gone to games that have not been courtside, you have an expectation of the way you're supposed to behave.
This nigga look like Tom Hanks' grandfather.
Bro, he look like Thumb from Spy Kids.
This nigga easily fought in the Korean War. He fought in the Korean War.
I'm sorry, you was making a good point, Miracle. We just cut you off. Go ahead, Miracle.
And this idea that you think you could act a full courtside because you feel like you have ownership of NBA players because they're black. Like, why are you heckling somebody? I get it, sports, people get all invested. It's the first time out. Instead of being thankful, you're one of these people who have the opportunity to get COVID from watching a basketball game in person. You should have just sat there and had fun and laughed like, fuck him, I don't like LeBron, but we're here and I hope the other people win. But it's also like in Atlanta. Like, really?
Hey, where was it, Miracle?
Catch it, man.
Listen, was it in Atlanta, Georgia?
I set myself for that.
But no.
You know what I think happened? I think her old white ass husband has her thinking she's entitled enough to say some shit like this and just get away with it. Because like one thing I'm noticing is like mostly it's mostly the older white people who feel like they're entitled enough to just say and do wild shit, and they have enough of a legacy to protect them for real.
Well, what about Soho Karen? Soho Karen was 22 years old. You know what I mean?
Right, but I'm saying like she already husband said he had a problem with LeBron. He don't like LeBron, so her husband is there.
But like, yo, seriously, what problem do you have with LeBron? Like, this is the thing. LeBron don't got no problems with you.
But this is the
like,
thing.
What makes you think that you're good enough to have a problem with LeBron? Like,
not only that, right? This is that, right? LeBron's playing Atlanta Hawks. This ain't no big game for LeBron, but it's like no disrespect to the Atlanta Hawks. They ain't been good in a minute. But look, it's like so her husband obviously, if he doesn't like LeBron, folks. He's there trying to heckle LeBron. He's there to watch LeBron. He's there to heckle LeBron. Everybody's looking at LeBron because LeBron is the biggest athlete on the planet. So, and also LeBron knows everybody's looking at him. LeBron has been on camera damn near his whole life. You think LeBron is going to call some white lady on courtside a bitch? Shut the fuck up, bitch. This LeBron James, like he might have said it in his mind, you know what I'm saying? But he's not going to come out and say he's a brand. LeBron James's deal with Nike is $1 billion. He has $1 billion shoe deal. You think he's going to throw that away on some old looking, 20-year-old looking like she 40-year-old woman on the sidelines? I mean, this is LeBron James. Come on now. Like, let's
That's
get
what hate
real.
does to your skin, bro. It'll make you age. I'm just trying to tell you, bro.
But it's like to try to sell us that. So she came out today and she apologized and she took response. LeBron, I mean, this is the thing. There's video of the game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, if LeBron had said that, you're on video acting a fool. There's no video of LeBron saying anything like that. We saw this happen with Russell Westbrook and the fan in Utah. where this fan kept saying stuff about him and Russell Westbrook had enough. You know what I'm saying? And that fan got kicked out the game. Just like Miracle said, your seat entitles you to watch these people play. You're watching one of the greatest basketball players that ever played a game. You should be honored to be in his presence for real, for real.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's, the Atlanta Hawks don't get to see that type of greatness.
Oh my
all the time.
God!
It's been about 30 years since they had the human highlight reel.
I just want to
Dominique Wilkins ain't played in a long time.
Yeah.
I want to point out the legacy of white supremacy. This white woman just like lied, so that she could lie on this black man. But what happens if there was not
On
cameras
national
there,
TV,
right?
Yeah,
What
right.
would happen if because people forget that all these
Talk about
players
this,
now
Miracle.
are mic'd up because they be on the Sports Center, the Fox thing, I don't know, sports stuff that y'all be watching. But what if that? You know what I mean? I'm not.
It could have been like Amy Cooper. It could have been Amy Cooper all over
right.
again.
There's a history. I mean, you go back to Emmett Till. There's a history of white women lying on black men and black women,
Kobe
and
Bryant.
us being killed because of it, or us being crucified in the media, or people have actually lost their lives because of white women lying on black men and what black men did. This and lying on black women as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's a reality. Like you're trying to create a narrative about LeBron. You know this country is violent. It's all types of wild white supremacists. I mean, in Georgia, but everywhere else too. You know what I'm saying? Not just singling out Georgia, but like they already hate LeBron because he's trying to stand up for Black Lives Matter and all this. So come on, you actually put him in danger when you do that type of wild shit. Who's this? I'm seeing Gary behind the scenes putting pictures up. I'm sorry. I'm laughing.
I can't see anything.
He didn't even put the picture.
Oh man, listen.
Y'all, we're about to get canceled.
Man, she looked like Angela Lansbury, man. That's murder she wrote right there.
So there was, for those that don't know, Courtside Karen said she was 25, and there was a whole Twitter thread of people saying she can't be 25 years old. So these are just jokes. Please don't take this personally. It's jokes. We're kidding.
What if she is
laughing.
25?
But that's why you do not need to do any type of like facial surgery or fillers until you're in your 30s or 40s, because it does actually age your skin and take out the elasticity, whatever that word is.
Maybe
white supremacy also ages your skin.
But also maybe surgery is their love language, because obviously he got a lot of surgery. So maybe they
allegedly,
did some
possibly.
Maybe they did some husband and wife. We gonna collectively get this.
But I just want to say, in any other situation, you like ride for your man, right? In any other situation, we like giving her props for like sticking by his side. But now that she was coming out here lying, it's like, girl,
I will believe her titties are 25 years old before I believe.
He's just going crazy off the hinge.
That's why you calm down, brother. You calm down. So we're on that note, maybe we should talk about
excellence.
Yes. On that note, let's talk about Black excellence. Hold on.
God.
So I thought, for Black excellence, I thought would be good for Black excellence Miracle was that article that you sent us about the Black women that are organizing in speaking of the South, Bessemer, Alabama, against. Now, first of all, we do have to say, like, I just want to say you're welcome. I seen Jeff Bezos was a menace. You know what I'm saying? Like, I personally seen Jeff Bezos was a menace. I used my artistic talents to call Jeff Bezos out, you know what I'm saying? And did a song called Rob Jeff Bezos. And, obviously he was intimidated by my rhyme. So, Jeff Bezos is gone.
The thing is, bro,
you're welcome.
What if you did more harm than good and now he's actually going, try to take over the world? Like, you gave this nigga a mission. Like, Jeff Bezos is like the real life Lex Luthor. You get me? Like this motherfucker got kryptonite, weaponized robotic suits and shit. Like, the world is not safe from Jeff Bezos. Now that Jasiri just got this nigga to resign from Amazon. So when he fights Elon Musk for the dominance in space, you can blame Jasiri X.
I mean, we got to get Elon Musk out of there as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, get him up out of there.
Let's rob that nigga Elon Musk. Isn't that what you said?
Absolutely. These entitled, billionaires. What? Oh no, I said it in the song, but I mean, you know, I'm not telling people to actually go rob Elon Musk.
Okay.
Although you can't become a billionaire without exploiting people. You know what I'm saying? Like the exploitation that's happened at Amazon is real. The exploitation that, you know, all the free money that Elon Musk got, and he want to be mad that people's getting $400. That's real. You know, you can't become a billionaire without exploiting people. We just trying to get $15 a damn an hour. But talk a little bit about what's happening in Alabama and the black women that are leading the charge, Miracle, to unionize at Amazon.
Yeah, we're gonna put some links in the chat, but people may not realize that Amazon did not shut down during COVID. They actually ramped up and expanded their production.
They was delivering my groceries.
Did not give their workers PPE, hazard pay, did not allow them to have days off, told them that even if they had COVID symptoms, they still had to come to work, and that even if they were COVID positive, it was not because they worked at Amazon. So over 20,000 people who were Amazon employees have actually gotten COVID-19 over like the past year. In addition, the largest swath of people who have COVID-19 for Amazon are these people in Alabama. And so a bunch of black women got together and said, you know what, we're going to start unionizing because this is not right. People are sick. People are dying. People have to work. And the thing is, if you get fired during a global pandemic, you can't get unemployment, right? And so people are forced to work. People are forced to come to this institution. And so they basically on February 8th are going to take a vote to unionize. And it was black women who started, organized it. Of course, it's expanded now, so a multicultural coalition. And so the first part of the vote happened yesterday, and the second part is going to be on February 8th. And if they win, there will be the first workshop, unionized workshop, because Amazon has been union busting and preventing unions firing folks since their inception for trying to unionize. And if they win, it will be because of the slave of black women, because Amazon has intentionally decided to be trash, when in reality they could pay people a living wage, and Bezos would still be a billionaire if they pay people a living wage. If they gave people health insurance, it would still be fine. Amazon would still be thriving, but they have chosen violence and they have chosen exploitation. And so now people are trying to unionize so they can have a living wage and be safe and not get COVID-19 for going to work.
So
see, I knew that like the Amazon Works environment was fucked up, but I didn't know it was like that. You know what I'm saying? Like where they basically didn't care about their safety from COVID, didn't care if they were around people infected with COVID. It was just like, it's on you. That's wild. Like,
yeah,
I didn't know it was like that.
Even worse. I'll say one thing, and even worse is like when you got Amazon delivery and you would tip the drivers or tip the delivery, Amazon was keeping that money and not even giving it to the employees. So they weren't even giving people their tips, and they just had
I didn't even know you could tip a driver. I'm not gonna lie.
And so they just had a multi-million-dollar settlement because they weren't giving people their money. So it's like they're just for no reason.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of stories. I mean there were organizers. There was an organizer, I believe it was in New York. I think it was Staten Island, that was fired because he was trying to organize folks for pushing for safety measures to be put in COVID-19. You know, there were stories that like, you know, people wouldn't even get bathroom breaks if you were working at Amazon. So people would just have to, you know, use the bathroom on themselves because you had to get, if you took too long of a break, you were fired. So it's been these stories. And I think like, you know, America has a tendency to look and say, oh, like look at Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, he's like rags to riches guys, and they use their intelligence and intellect to get where they are, but leave out the exploitation. It's really like the story of America. You talk about America and red, white, and blue and how great a country this is, but you leave out the genocide of the indigenous people of this land, the genocide of African people and the African slave trade. You want to leave that out, you know, or change that story when you tell America's story. We do the same thing with these billionaires as well. So, you know, shout out to those and Black Excellence. And speaking of some more Black Excellence, our White Pages of the Week is a new book called 400 Souls. It's a community history of African Americans from 1619 to 2019, edited by Ibram X. Kendi. and Keisha Bland. But what's also dope about this book, it features a bunch of authors, people like Imani Perry and Alicia Garza, Black Lives Matter. But Pittsburgh own Britton Mock is a part of this book. Shout out to Britton Mock. And, our very own board member, Bakari Katwana, shout out to Bakari Katwana, who's also featured in this book. And so 400 Souls, definitely brand new book. Get this book. Shout out to Celeste for ordering this. And so we have it at our house. You know what I'm saying?
400 souls.
Our who wants to talk about our call to action this week?
Did you get the links? There is. Did we get the links?
The links. Oh, the call to action links? Oh, no, I didn't get
Yeah, wow.
Like bratwurst?
No, ours. But it's okay, though. So, it's Black History Month. And we're going to keep it honest. We do the work that we do because we're a nonprofit. And we can't talk about paying Black people if we don't have money to pay Black people. So what we're asking for people to do is invest in Black organizations, whatever extra money you may have, please donate it to Black-led organizations. You could do it us here at One Hood, One Hood Power, but we have Take Action in Mon Valley, the Alliance for Police Accountability. We have Trans Uniting Project Matters, Sisters PGH. We have the Allegheny Black Organizer Collective. A whole bunch of different organizations still smiling. Fergang, my brain is like going
Black Ops, you know what I'm saying? Radical Youth Collective, a lot of dope organized organizations. So like put don't just, you can put your Black square up or throw, a picture of some Black person. But support Black-led organizations, support Black businesses this month, you know what I'm saying? All the time, but at least this month, you know what I'm saying?
Giant Eagle has Q Perry's.
Oh, the blackout brownie,
blackout brownie flavor.
Listen, I went through my 2 pints really fast, and I'm probably gonna go buy some.
I still
more.
haven't tried it, bro.
Really?
Oh, you slipping?
Oh man,
yeah.
I got busy. Bro. I got busy.
So for those that don't know, Q Perry, who's a visual artist in Pittsburgh, designed a flavor called Blackout Brownie with Millie's ice cream. It's vegan.
I would say it's vegan. It's soy free, dairy free, all allergen free,
dairy free, all of that. And basically that that flavor is available at Giant Eagle. And so and also Q Perry basically said he wanted a portion of that to go to One Hood Media. So when you buy,
we get a third of every purchase.
Yeah, Millie's ice cream. When you buy Blackout Brownie from Millie's ice cream, Q Perry, a Black visual artist who's doing incredible work in Pittsburgh, gets a cut. One Hood Media gets a cut, and then you get some delicious ice cream
that was actually made in Canada.
That's Black. You know what I'm saying? You get some Black ice cream for Black History Month. You know what I'm saying? Celebrate it right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Do we have anything else? We wanted to talk about how white folks was taking all the Black folk spots and vaccinations, and it was we wanted to talk about that. We didn't have a chance to get to our vaccine stuff conversation. It was a lot. It's a lot of white supremacy. Unfortunately, kick off Black History Month. Any closing thoughts for y'all?
I was wild today, and I don't take nothing back.
Thursday at noon.
Thursday at noon. On Tilt.
You can watch on Tilt. Friend, twin, don't you have something?
Yes. Who, me?
On Spotlight, Blacklight?
Not this week. Next week.
Oh,
we talk about that next week.
But we did celebrate the anniversary of.
Oh shit! I forgot all about that. Yeah. So listen. Not only am I extremely intelligent and extremely good looking, right? I'm also really nice on the mic. And last year,
light skin baddie.
Hey, listen, light skin baddie.
It was Yellowbone.
And listen, and my album is called "The Kid with the Golden Arms." So I'm saying,
golden arms. You see that?
Listen,
you see that racism?
The golden arms.
The colorism.
Hey, man. It is what it is, isn't it?
Did he say he was waffle colored beige or something?
I'm the waffle colored Wonder Twin. Anyway, we just came off the year anniversary. Are you gonna let me finish? You gonna keep interrupting me when I'm talking?
How does it feel? How does it feel?
I like when you talk spicy. I like it when you talk spicy. Go ahead. Do that.
So a kid with the golden arms. Saeed, can we get back to that?
Yeah. So listen.
Well, put your
Last year,
list
even
in
though
there.
COVID kind of railroaded it, but it did make a couple album of the year lists, which I'm very thankful for. I found out later. But the kid with the golden arms available everywhere. We hit our year anniversary on the 31st of January. COVID kind of railroaded it, but you know, my first album in over a decade, made a couple album of the year downloads and lists and all of that. So please, if you got an opportunity to stream that, drive my streams up. You know, everybody that bought it and supported it, I appreciate you. But yeah, shameless plug for myself. It's Black History Month. Stream some Black art, innit?
You feel me?
Well,
Joe
I
got
mean,
an album out on all
right.
platforms too. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you go listen to Hen, Story of an American Reject. It's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying?
Can I say just one more thing real quick? It's wild in here seeing someone in the comments whose name is Denise Johnson, because that's my mom's name. God bless her dead. So it's every time I see that pop up, it's wild to me. I know I said it before, but it's super nuts.
No,
to me.
but that's kind of that's trying to tell you to calm down. Like, yeah, you know,
No, it's not.
somebody's
My
watching.
mom supported. My mom was my biggest enabler. If we're gonna be completely all factual,
Your mom
my
was with all
mom
the
is the
shit?
reason I am the way I am.
She is with all the shits. That is hilarious. Well,
Facts.
yeah, I mean, we're thinking about, you know, Virginia saying, you know, we need to make this 2 hours. We definitely could. We're thinking out, you know, about how to expand the This Week in White Supremacy brand. So, you know, bear with us. And maybe
We
you'll
got
see,
some
but,
good
you know,
shit for y'all.
Yeah, we
Should
got some stuff in the works.
interview white supremacists on our show
Ooh.
for this
I
week
don't
in
know
white
if-
supremacy?
I don't know if
Figure
I
out
want to
why
be.
I'm
they are
interested
white
in that.
supremacy.
Me and Miracle can do that. We can take
Are we
care
gonna
of
start? Are we gonna start with Mayor Peduto?
I'm about to say, oh, you beat me to it. You beat me to it.
Shots fired.
You beat me to it.
Shots
We
fired.
getting defunded.
So no, so
Man.
I don't know if I want to be like W. Kamau Bell and like interview the Klan. I don't know.
I don't have the
but
temperament for that shit.
I do like. I mean, you know, it was actually, you know, brought people to the front that they want to interview, that, you know, our scholars and folks. You know, we had the great crews on last week, and so I do like the idea of bringing some folks in that could kind of come with some more. You know, we be joking. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they got some more depth to it. You know what I mean? I like that, but you know, you might see that. I don't know about white supremacists though, but you know, we'll see.
I get banned.
Was I wrong for that? I mean,
No,
so
I mean,
any-
No, I mean,
listen.
it is. Listen,
If it walks
we
like a
almost
duck.
as one. You said it.
come
We
on,
all
come
said
on.
it.
We
So
all said
listen.
it. Yeah, I mean that's how they going. That's exactly how they gonna treat us. So with that being said, you know, shout out to
Siri woke up and chose violence.
yeah, happy born day to Amin Ray. You know what I'm saying? One Hood, Amin Ray. Shout out. You know, it's Aquarius season. Brittany got a birthday coming up. You know what I'm saying?
On
you know,
Friday.
Man
Well,
like
I want-
Jasiri got a birthday coming up. You know what I'm saying? It's Aquarius. It's
You
the
know
best
what I'm
season right
saying?
now. You know,
I wouldn't
it's
say
all
all that
wavy.
now.
It's all wavy. It's the waves, bro. Water's the basis of life, Treble. You know, without water,
Hey, listen.
Hey,
nothing
you feel me?
happens, man. Come on, bro. Yeah. Oh, see, look.
You see what I'm repping?
Aquarius season, man. It's
I
on.
got Treble. I got to send you something, by the way. As a matter of fact, it's a cancer meme.
Oh, bet.
All right,
I'm ready.
Miracle.
What did I
you
tell
wanna-
you about sending stuff to people and not including me, but telling me you're doing it?
Are you a Cancer?
I'm a Sagittarius, but still, it's still rude.
I'll send it to you.
It's
Too.
okay. No, I don't want it now.
Good.
Wow, made all that fuss for what?
Wow,
All right,
trouble. Wow.
So, good to see y'all. You know, good to have fun with y'all. We will see y'all next Wednesday.
I'm a Virgo, by the way. I'm a Virgo.
Just make sure we can't tell you what's happening, but just make sure you're tuned in to your news and programming on next Monday, because we have some stuff in the pipeline that we're going to be announcing soon. So make sure, you know, since we actually be about the work over here at One Hood, you know.
You feel
That's a
me?
fact. That's a fact.
All right, see y'all next week. You can watch the pussy. We out.
Peace.
Peace.
Yeah.
Y'all know the vibes.
Looking out the window with the
With the
Draco,
Draco.
fully loaded. Planning how to
Thinking how
rob
to
Jeff
rob Jeff
Bezos. How much is
Bezos.
1
Much is
trillion
1
when
million when
converted
converted
into
into
pesos? Turn
pesos.
half into
I own this
naira.
song
I
too.
got
Don't try to
family in
cancel us.
Lagos.
This is my joint.
Contemplating always
That would
plans.
be
for
hilarious
payos.
if they were
We
like
want the bacon biscuits and the
copyright.
huevos, the queso, the banknotes. Go by the caseloads. Take those. We want the whole motherfucking payroll. Poverty is violence. Policy is
Yo,
silence.
he looked
Silence.
mad
Robbery
nervous
is
in this
science.
picture.
As
He
the
knew what was
chronic
happening.
advises.
He knew what was going on, right?
When you market in the tyrant, imagine trying to live inside the carcass of a
Carcass of
giant.
a giant.
The harshness of the climate makes us heartless and defiant. The hardships and the bias, just compartments of the riots. Footsteps echo through the darkness and the quiet. Better have steady hands when you
you
target
can
and
start fading
Goliath.
out.
Put
You
the
can fade it
bullet
out.
in the chamber, spin the barrel, feel the danger. I can't make it any plainer. You gon' pay us for our labor. I don't need no white savior justifying my behavior.
In my behavior.
We the animals you made us better call brother nature.
Brother
Since
nature.
my granddaddy built it, can I burn,
Can I burn every acre?
fern till it's vapor till they
Somebody
learn
off.
it's the wager. Tell the governor and mayor if my brother is endangered by a major, I'll be swinging like Steven on the
Indiana Pacers.
Check the laser sight, somebody better
We
pray
better
tonight,
pray
but not
tonight,
to
but
that
not to that
Caucasian
Caucasian
Christ.
Christ.
Jesus had dreads, the same pigs that killed Brianna, put doors on his head for a public
That's right.
execution. We need fucking retribution.
T'Challa feeling
Kill
it.
a million cops, but you can't arrest the movement. Got that tech up to Jeff. Welcome to the revolution.
revolution.
To clear any
T'Challa said
confusion,
you
we
was
here
on
for
dog shit with this
redistribution. And
one.
for everything you say, that ain't even restitution. 13 billion a day, shit was looting. Why niggas making minimum wage, shit we recouping. He peeing down his legs, shit that's karma reproducing. Cause his workers pissed themselves just to keep his product moving. Facing 2 pandemics, that's beyond fuck. We already being killed, nigga. We gon'
gotta make a video
See, I
of
was
this.
taught through for self.
I do.
Being freeze
Especially
on
now,
us.
you know what I'm
Grab
saying?
the cash. Now let's get that
Get
nigga,
that nigga
Elon Musk.
Musk.
Looking out the window with the Draco fully loaded, planning how to rob Jeff
rob Jeff
Bezos. How
Bezos.
much is
How
1
much is
trillion
1
when
trillion
converted into
converted into
pesos?
pesos?
Turn half in the
And the
naira. I got
Niger, I got family in Lagos.
Contemplating always plans gon' pay most. We want the bacon biscuits and the huevos, the queso, the banknotes. Go by the caseloads, take those. We want the whole motherfucking payroll.
Hey.
See y'all next week.
Welcome to the whitest house. Slave souls haunt the halls when the light is out. They suck the blood of the poor and the wipe their mouth. The last gas of a world that is dying out. Welcome to the whitest house, where every room is a tomb that they lie about. Where you can put your filthy feet on the right couch, and for the right amount, you can